All right, let's dive in. Today, we're kicking off a series on Ruth Taylor's keys to win at life, and we are starting with the big one, key number 1 out of 100. And it's a concept that honestly can change just about everything: accountability.
To get us started, check out this proverb. Good planning and hard work lead to prosperity. Okay, we all get that, right? That makes total sense. But it's the second part where we all seem to get stuck. Hasty shortcuts lead to poverty. And that is the real challenge. So that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? We all know what we're supposed to do. We make the plan, we set the goals, we get the gym membership, we start writing that book. But then that initial fire just fizzles out. Why is it so incredibly hard to just stick with the plan? Well, according to Ruth Taylor, the answer, the very first key to breaking that cycle, is something that sounds almost too simple: accountability. This isn't about just trying harder or having more willpower. It's about building an actual system that basically forces you to succeed.
Okay, so what exactly are we talking about when we say accountability? I mean, we've all heard the word. It's about taking responsibility, of course, but you've got to pay really close attention to that last part, especially when you have to answer to someone for your performance. That right there, that is the secret ingredient.
But why does it work so well? I mean, what is it about just having to report to someone that makes such a huge difference? Well, it all comes down to some really basic human psychology. It's the simple power of knowing that someone is watching, that someone else is going to see what you did or what you didn't do.
And this is where it gets really fascinating. When you know you've got to report your progress to someone, you just naturally work better. You're more efficient. You're more careful. I mean, think about it. When a company knows it's about to be audited, don't all the records suddenly get a lot more organized? It's the exact same thing with our personal goals. Just the thought of somebody checking in improves how you perform. And, this is key, it's way, way more effective when that person is someone you really respect.
And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. The author, Ruth Taylor, shares this incredible personal story that shows this whole principle in action. In fact, it's the origin story of her own incredibly successful course.
So here's how it all went down for her. Back in 2011, she took this training course, and there was one requirement. She had to give a simple monthly report to a coach. That coach was a mentor, Reverend Courtney Richards. And that simple act, that monthly check-in, kicked off this period of massive personal growth, which then led directly to her creating her Design to Win course.
And this is the whole point, right here. It's so clear. Without that little bit of external structure, without that one requirement to report back to someone, one of her greatest accomplishments might never have happened at all. The idea would have just stayed an idea.
But here's the beautiful thing about this. Accountability isn't just about pressure or fear of getting in trouble. As she writes, her coach did way more than just check on her tasks. He gave her support, he gave her validation. It just goes to show you that the absolute best accountability systems, they're built on genuine respect and care. Okay, so we've got the psychology and we've got the real life proof. The big question now is, how do you take this from a cool story and turn it into a real tool that you can use in your own life? Seriously, think about it for a second. Right now, what's that one thing you've been putting off? That project that's stuck in neutral? Now imagine, what would change if you just had to send a quick progress report to someone you respect next Friday? And here's the advice, straight from the book. It's so simple you could do it today. Just find someone, a friend, a coworker, a mentor, tell them your goal and ask one simple question. Hey, can I check in with you on this next week? That's it. That's literally all it takes to get started. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final thought that kind of flips this whole idea on its head. Because, sometimes we see our goals as this heavy burden we have to carry all by ourselves. This Yiddish proverb just says it all, doesn't it? God gave burden also shoulders. What if an accountability partner isn't someone who adds to your burden? What if they're the very thing that gives you the shoulders you need to carry it? So accountability, it's not just a productivity hack, it's a source of strength. So I'll ask you, what burden could you finally lift if you just decided you didn't have to carry it alone?